Sequences are also represented by a rule. It doesn't have to be just a list. Sometimes you're going to have a rule instead of a list. The rule is called the nth term rule or the general rule. Both of these two expressions mean the rule for the sequence. The nth term rule can be used to identify each term in the sequence. Let's take a look at the first example. Consider the nth term rule, a sub n equals 2n plus 1. We are trying to list the first 4 terms in the sequence. That means I need the first term. That means I'm switching n in the rule with 1 to find the answer. That means the first term is 2 times 1 plus 1, which is 3. The second term is going to be 2 instead of n. So I'm switching n with 2 to find the answer, which means that the second term is going to be 2 times 2 plus 1, which is 5. The third term is going to be 3 for n. That means I'm switching n with 3. I'm going to have a to the third equals 2 times 3 plus 1 is 7. The fourth term is going to be 2 times, I'm using 4 instead of n because I'm looking at the fourth term. And the answer is going to be 9 at the end. So the list or the first 4 terms in the sequence are 3, 5, 7, and 9. Now, the second part of this question is asking us to find the 10th term. That means if I want to find that 10th term quickly, all I need to do is to switch n with 10 and then substitute n with 10 in the rule. And I'm going to end up with the 10th term is 2 times 10 plus 1, which is 21. Now you do number 5 and 6 by yourself. In this nth term rule, we have a sub n equals n squared. And to find the first 4 terms of the sequence, I need to switch n with 1 first to find the first term. That means I'm going to end up with a sub 1 equals 1 squared. 1 squared is 1. And that's the first term. The second term, that means I'm switching n with 2 and the rule. That means I'm going to end up with 2 to the second, and 2 to the second is 4. The third term, that means I'm switching n with 3. That means that the third term is 3 squared, which is 9. The fourth term is going to be switching n with 4. When I switch n with 4, I end up with 4 squared, which is 16. So the first 4 terms of the sequence are 1, 4, 9, and 16. Now to find the 10th term, I'm going to have to switch n with 10. And then I'm going to end up with 10 squared. That means the 10th term is 100. And the next problem, I'm doing the same thing. I need the first 3 terms. That means I'm going to have to switch n with 1 to find the first term. And when I do that, I'm going to end up with 1 in the calculator. The second term, that means I need to switch n with 2. And when I put 2 plus 3 times 2 minus 1 in the calculator, I'm going to get 5. Third term, That means I'm switching n with 3. And when you put that expression in the calculator, you're going to get, when you put 3 plus 3 times 3 minus 1 in the calculator, you end up with 9. So the first 3 terms are 1, 5, and 9. To find the 10th term, I need to switch n with 10. So that means that the 10th term is 10 plus 3 times 10 minus 1. That's 37.